What is up, YouTube? Today, we're taking a look at the best updated SG552 attachments and calibrations in Delta Force. It wasn't too long ago that I made an updated build for the SG552, but Season 7 brought us a brand new barrel which takes it up another level. Because of the new barrel, I was able to find a new combination that increased the ADS movement speed by 12%, while at the same time helping our ADS speeds by 7% compared to the previous build. All of this while only hurting our recoil control by about 5% from the previous build, which you honestly wouldn't feel very much due to the SG552 still being a laser. This means that we will be able to keep our 19 damage per shot at 906 rounds per minute, giving us a time to kill of 331 milliseconds, which at first glance is not the greatest, but you have to remember that the fire rate for this weapon is high enough that if you miss a shot with the SG552, you'll barely feel it. Whereas if you miss a shot with another harder hitting but slower firing weapon, your time to kill would drop infinitely more. So therefore, the practical time to kill of the SG552 is much better than most other weapons. Combine that with the possibility of a 3-shot kill when hitting the head, extremely low recoil, and this build's increased handling, and you get a monster of a weapon that will take you quite far. And with all that said, let's get into the attachments. We begin with a blank SG552 as usual, and let's start from the left to the right with the barrel first because that is a new thing. Here we have the SG552 Hound Light Barrel, which you would unlock through the armory here if you go to the attachment Season 7, and all that it takes is to complete one attack and defend or King of the Hill match. So if you're planning on using the SG552, definitely activate this as soon as you possibly can. Now let's go back to the weapon and make sure we put it on because it increases our control and our stability while it doesn't really hurt any other stat. And I say that because we really don't care too much about accuracy, whereas with the other barrel, it looks better at first glance, but because we don't get that +4 stability, we don't really have a way to make up for that with a new barrel. So therefore, the brand new one, the SG552 Hound Light Barrel, is the better one here. Let's put it on. Next is the muzzle, where we go for the FFC double port muzzle brake, and this is another one of these items that you would have to unlock through the armory, but this time under Season 6. It's one of the attachments that came out during Season 6, and it's very useful for other builds too, so you should definitely unlock it, but it will take 3 attack and defend or King of the Hill matches, then 10,000 points, and then 20 enemy operators from within 20 meters, so it won't be as fast as just getting the barrel, but you should definitely unlock it because this is not the only build that we're going to be using this FFC muzzle brake on. We're going to be using it in a lot of them because of the firing camera stability, the firing stability, and the stability. I mean, just in general, this is going to make it a lot easier for you to control your weapon, and it does hurt your handling, but we will be taking care of that. So let's put on the FFC double port muzzle brake on. After that is the foregrip, where we go for the X25U angled combat grip, which will also reduce your handling, and it does reduce your stability, but remember everything that we have done earlier to increase our stability. So hurting our visual recoil by just this little bit is no big deal, and we are again going to take care of the handling, even though this is still a great number. And if you don't know, these numbers are basically just a summary of the actual raw data, the detailed stats. They kind of summarize them using the bigger overall number, so you can get a glimpse of what the weapon looks like or will feel like just by looking at the big number, but you always want to look at the detailed stats. We will take a look at that later. If you didn't know, I just wanted to mention that. But today, because it does help with your vertical and horizontal recoil by an equal amount, and a lot of it too, let's go for the X29 angled combat grip. Next, it's the left rail and the right rail, where we really can't put anything except a light or a laser, so you should be putting on a laser if you really want to. I'm not going to do that today because it does not help your stats enough, and it shows where you are to all of the enemies. They will be able to see that laser, so therefore we're not putting that on today. That is kind of just preference, up to you. Instead, we're moving on to the upper rail, where you can put something on, and we're going to be putting on the KC Hound handguard panel because of the extra little bit of stability stability. We really just care about the visual recoil here, and that's what we're going for. It might not seem like much, but 1 point in stability actually makes a big difference. This is one of those stats that works off of a logarithmic scale where the first couple of points are going to make a huge difference, and as you hit closer to the limit, they're going to start making less and less of a difference. And that's why even at this point, even plus 1 point helps a lot. So let's go for the KC Hound handguard panel. Next up is the magazine, where we're going for the 45 round extended mag, and that is because our fire rate is so high that if you don't have 45 rounds, you're going to be reloading way too much. So we will happily take this handling hit, which won't be as big because on the mag mount, we can actually put on this Badger small mag assist, which will help with counteracting that little bit of a handling debuff that we got from the previous attachment. So let's put on the mag assist. Next, for the optic, we're going for the brand new one, the MEO microsight riser, because it hurts our handling by just 1, which is just a little bit of ADS times and barely any ADS movement speed, but instead we're getting a lot. Again, plus 2 points makes a huge difference in stability, so that's why we're going for it. It's plus 2 stability. Let's put this on. Just make sure to unlock it inside of the armory. Once again, this is a brand new one from season 7, so make sure to unlock it as soon as you can because this will be used in many more builds. And same thing with the VMX frameless sight. This is pretty much the best optic in the game right now, although you can choose any other optic that you really want to, but I will pretty much always recommend this optic here, the VMX frameless sight. So therefore, this is the combination that we're going for the optic. After that is the rear grip, where we're going for the good old AR heavy tower grip so that we can have our little grip mount where we would be putting on the stable grip base. This is going to be our final points in stability. The reason why we have it this high is because we're going to hurt it with the stock, so the negative stats on the handling here are no big deal because we are going to fix it on the stock also. We really just want to put this on because it is the largest increase in stability that we can possibly get for the least amount of sacrifice. So let's go for the stable grip base, since it synergizes so well with our next item here, which is the stock, where we're putting on the lightning rail stock. As you can see, this increases our handling by a lot. This is the reason why this is such a big deal, because all of those issues that we had with handling are now gone, and the stability hit is not even as big as what we just added with the grip mount. What we really care about here is this ADS movement speed, because as you know, the faster that you're able to strafe, the better it is for you, since enemies won't be able to hit you as easily. So therefore, let's put on the lightning rail stock. Now this is the finished build. This is pretty much all of it, but let me show you the stats of what it looks like before we calibrate the weapon so that you can see what will be changing. Starting off, of course, with the damage fall off multiplier, which really didn't change at all. We have done nothing to it to change it. I just want you to note that every one of these headshots that you get is 36 damage, so we're going to be decreasing the amount of shots to kill by pretty much 1 every single time that you get a headshot. So you really want to aim for the headshots. If not, make sure that you hit somewhere in the torso, upper or lower, doesn't matter, just don't hit the arms or the legs. Moving on to the control, you can see that these numbers are already really good, especially the fire instability. This will make it a lot easier to stay on your target because you won't really be deviating as much from the original recoil pattern. But of course, the calibration is only going to make this much better, so stay tuned for that. Let's move on to the handling now that you can see that our numbers are pretty reasonable for an AR without any calibration, but of course we're going to make this much better. This is pretty much the sole reason why I wanted to make an updated build, now that we're able to get this higher than we have ever been able to. Moving on to the stability, you can see that this is pretty much already perfect, and it's not really going to move due to the calibration at all. Since this gun doesn't have a crazy amount of visual recoil, we're actually pretty happy with the 0.39x on our visual recoil. This breath holding duration could go a little bit higher if you're able to get more stability in the weapon, but because we don't have the ability to put anything else on the rails, we're going to be just sitting at around 31 seconds, which means that you'll be able to hold your breath for almost the whole magazine. You'll only have about 10 rounds that you won't be able to hold your breath for, and I will show you that in the firing range later. For now, let's move on to the calibration so that we can make the weapon even better. Starting off with the barrel, we're moving the weight limit all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed, since we want to strafe as fast as possible, and the length all the way down to the minimum also for the extra ADS speed. Our muzzle velocity and firing stability really don't matter that much because they're already high enough as it is. Moving on to the foregrip, we're putting the placement all the way up to the maximum for the extra control, and this is because although we have all that handling, we still want a laser. We still want to be able to beam people. And the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed because of the strafing, as I said earlier. On the rear grip, the weight limit goes all the way up to the maximum here for the extra control to be able to beam people again, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra hip fire aim speed, which is really just your ADS times, and this just makes it much better. Moving on to the stock, we're changing the weight limit all the way to the maximum again for the extra control, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the same reasons as before with the hip-fire aim speed. Our firing stability, even after this -4, after the previous -4, is still going to be super high, so don't even worry about that. We just care about that extra ADS time. And the optic, last but not least, the eye relief all the way down to the minimum here so that you can see as much as possible inside of your optic's little window. So let's go back to the detailed stats so that we can see what we have done and what the final numbers are. You can see that the damage multipliers don't change and the fall off multiplier don't change at all. So moving on to the control, you can see that we have 50% of the actual recoil, and the firing stability is amazing. With the slightest amount of practice, you're going to be able to beam people even at 100 meters. This is crazy. Next up is the handling, where you can see that our current ADS speeds are much better than before. These are some of the best numbers that you could possibly get for an AR. Same thing with the ADS movement speed, and this is why this build exists. And lastly, on the stability, none of this really changes. All we care about is that our number here, the lens stability while firing, is a good enough number, and 0.39x for the SG552 is a great number. And now that you know the stats and we have dialed in our attachments and calibration, let's hop into the firing range to see how it handles. Now for this first magazine, as usual, I'm not going to control any of the recoil at all so that you can see what it will do just by default, and that's pretty much all of it. There's pretty much nothing. All it does is move a little bit to the right here and then back up straight like that. So therefore, for the second magazine, I'm going to be controlling my recoil to be able to group them as best as I possibly can by controlling it without holding my breath, and you can see that pretty much everything is spot on, right on top of each other, so there's not much to control. It's just a beam, it's a laser. Third magazine, I'm going to be holding my breath so you can see just how easy it is to keep everything right on top of each other, but remember, as I said before, your breath is going to run out when you have around 10 rounds in the magazine, so you do have to be careful with that. You don't want to hold it all the way through, and you barely need to hold it anyways for this gun. It's actually insane. My big recommendation is that whenever you're using this weapon, make sure to hold your breath at the very beginning and then let go if you can, because I know that mobile you can't really do that. Just hold it all the way, that's fine. But just at the beginning is when you get most of the recoil. The rest is pretty easy to handle. The SG552 was already good, but now with a new barrel, we're able to get stats that we have never been able to get before. So I really hope that you enjoyed this latest version using the new Season 7 barrel, because I know that you'll be beaming people in no time. And now that we have the build locked in, let's jump into a fun game in Ascension to see the setup in action. Enjoy! We're in Ascension playing with the SG552 as D-Wolf, because he's not my favorite, but he's almost my favorite. I just haven't played him in a long time. Let's see what we can do. Try to help out with the vehicle here a little bit. Hello. Oh, yes. Oh my god, behind me. Wait, he reloaded. If he wouldn't have reloaded, I would have died. I've done that too many times, though. Do they have a respawn beacon around here? Because how is he spawning? I don't see one. Okay, we're just going crazy today with the SG552. It is really good now that we have the new barrel. Oh, there's a respawn beacon. There's one. It's hard to see in all these bushes. It's thick, luscious bushes. Now, if you saw my last stream, then you already know what's happening here. But if you didn't, then let me explain it a little bit. There we go. Okay, now let's explain it. Now, the new season, Season 7, brought us a brand new barrel. Aside from all the other great attachments that it brought us in general, it also gave us a new barrel for the SG552. So that's what we're using here. We're able to get just about the same amount of recoil control as my previous build that I already released a while ago. But now we just have much better handling and just about the same visual recoil. So we basically have a weapon that we can control just as easily as before, and yet still it's much quicker. Let's get you 2, you 3. Oh my god, there's so many of you. Wait, what? That's a teammate. Okay, embarrassing. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. If you get headshots with the SG552, you might actually... Okay, let me talk to a little bit more about the damages for the weapon. The gun doesn't do too much damage, which is kind of the downside of the SG552. Oh, here you are. I was wondering, because I kept hearing... Oh, hey, there's another one. No! Anyways, in this build, we have 45 rounds, which is pretty much essential. You can't go any lower than that because of the extremely fast fire rate of 906 rounds per minute. Oh, you're not popping out, are you? Yeah, you are, but you're right at the perfect... Oh, no! I'm so dead right now. I got 10 rounds in a dream. Let me actually pull out my pistol. I won't make that same mistake again. He did the same thing I just did. Oh my god, this guy just got bamboozled. Get out of here. Ring around the rosy. Pockets full of posies. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, I'm being toxic. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, we're doing 19 damage per shot with this weapon, but each one of the headshots does around 34 damage, or 36, I believe. Let's get you 2. He's got no health now. There we go. Is there any more? Oh, there's somebody behind me. I just heard you. Oh, yeah? Another one. He's not turned around? There's another one here somewhere. I heard them, but I don't know where. It might have been a teammate, actually. How am I still alive? But the point is, because we're doing so much damage to the head, you actually really want to aim for it with the SG552. Let's go. Hold on. There's more. I heard another one. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Definitely not the one that I heard, but you know what? We'll take it. So the usual time to kill is 331 milliseconds because of the 19 damage, and that's not very fast. Although the fire rate is very fast, that's just not a good time to kill. But the practical time to kill, because you're probably going to be missing with other weapons, since this gun is so easy to handle and has such fast rate of fire, your actual practical time to kill is most likely better than with other weapons. And then to sweeten the pot even more, if you mix in one headshot, now you actually have 265 milliseconds of time to kill with a single headshot. That's already really good. Oh, come on. No, don't kill me. Let's go. Okay, perfect. Yes, I'm alive. I live. Can't take me down. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. This is a great weapon to get people who are head glitching. Because along the same lines of what I was talking about with the headshot there, if you mix all headshots, if you get all headshots, now your time to kill is only 132 milliseconds. Because it's only going to be a 3-shot kill. How'd you get behind? What the heck? Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I'm so dead right now. There's no way I live. Wait, what? How am I alive? I actually don't know how I just lived through that. They usually just kill me whenever I miss that. Hold on, let's put this in there. There's still one person in there. Not anymore, because I got him. I'll get you too. Get rid of this. We're going crazy right now. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just happy that I can actually make a revisit to the SG552 because I really like this weapon. It's a lot of fun to use. Even if it's not the best one out there, it's just so much fun. There's someone that just spawned in here somewhere, but I don't really see them. Let's back up. Let's live to fight another day. Let's go somewhere else here. Like that. There we go. See, if I would have taken that first fight head on, I think I would have died and not have been able to get this double kill. So that's why you usually don't want to focus too hard. You don't want to get tunnel vision. I say that as I get tunnel vision on this guy. Oh, that's ironic. Are they all leaving right now? Oh no, that's no good. Okay, got him. There's some more coming from the spawn, so they're all on this side. It's 2 headshots, so it's almost a kill on that guy. Let's get this guy though. Oh my god, he just got like 6 or 7 kills off of that. What the hell was that about? Let's get you too. Why were there so many there? Oh, okay then. You have a respawn beacon. I got 15 rounds on a dream, but I'm gonna reload anyways, actually. Nobody here. I think we're okay. Good to go. Look at the range on this weapon. You can actually get kills up to like 100 meters with this bad boy. You just gotta actually hit your shots. I can't move. My camera doesn't... Being on the vehicle and your camera really gets messed up. Wait, they're all leaving. No. Remind me not to go so crazy next time. I wish there was something that we could do against leavers so that maybe people are able to join or make the penalty for leaving worse than just staying. Something along those lines. I'm not a game design guy, so I don't really know what works best usually. Still got my ultimate going. I see you. Let's go. Oh man, I just don't miss right now with the headshots. The best thing you can do with this bad boy is get those headshots. This guy didn't know, actually. And then the other one ignored me because I think it was scared. Never mind, until now. Let's see where I can go right now. Let me go all the way to the right. I might be able to get a guided missile before the match ends, but I'm not 100% sure. Just need to get a couple more kills, a couple more points, and then I'll be able to try it. But at this distance, the SG... Oh wait, I had no ammo. Whoops. Get a couple more kills here before we finish. Is that a person right in front of me? Oh my god, it was. There's a spider. It's gonna kill me. Oh no, Tim. Why are you like this, Tim? Almost. Wait, they're spawning right in front of me. Let's just throw this out right here. Let's go. Don't even care if it hits. I just have to throw it out as quickly as possible. Let me get out of here so I don't die. I already have 67 kills. I mean, 68 kills. I swear it's not on purpose. 1, 2. Plus the missile. Let's go. Yeah, boy. What a good way to end it with a good old 76 kills with the SG552 and Ascension. That was a fun little match. I just really wish that the enemy team wouldn't have left as much. But in the comments down below, let me know what you thought of this new SG552 build and if you have a way to improve it even more. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next one. AuxOwl out.